Hello, my lovely friends. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a little ache, a twinge, or a strange feeling you couldn't quite explain and told yourself, oh, it's probably nothing? Maybe you chalked it up to age or thought you were just being dramatic. I know I have, more than once. But here's the truth no one tells us loud enough. After 60, our bodies speak in whispers before they scream, and sometimes those whispers are warning signs that could save your life if you catch them in time. So stay with me to the end of this video because what I'm about to share could make all the difference for you or for someone you love. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 10 signs you should never ignore after 60. Even if they seem small, even if they don't hurt, some of them have saved lives. I want one of them to maybe save yours. 1. Unexplained weight loss. But I didn't change a thing. Let me tell you about last year. I dropped 7 kilos without trying. At first, I was thrilled. I thought, finally, something good from aging. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. My appetite was normal, I wasn't exercising more, and my clothes felt loose in a strange way, like my body wasn't as strong underneath. It turned out to be a stomach ulcer caused by long-term anti-inflammatories. Thankfully, it was treatable, but it scared me. Here's what I learned. When weight falls off without effort, it's time to ask why. It could be something benign, like thyroid issues, but it could also mean cancer, diabetes, malabsorption, or other serious illnesses. Don't wait for the scale to drop more. Talk to your doctor early. 2. Fatigue that doesn't go away. I'm just getting old, right? We all feel a bit more tired as we age, that's normal. But fatigue that lingers no matter how much rest you get, that's something else. My friend Ruth used to nap every afternoon, then again before dinner. She thought it was just part of being retired. Eventually, her daughter dragged her to the GP. Turned out she had chronic anemia and dangerously low iron levels from slow internal bleeding. Fatigue is your body waving a little flag. It might be low iron, heart problems, kidney disease, thyroid issues, or even depression. Don't accept exhaustion as the new normal. Your energy is worth fighting for. 3. Shortness of breath. When even getting the mail is hard. This one is a biggie. If you start noticing breathlessness during activities you used to manage, like walking, gardening, or climbing stairs, pay attention. I remember a day I took my grandson to the park. Halfway through pushing the swing, I was gasping. I had to sit down. I brushed it off as being out of shape, but after a few more episodes, I saw my GP. It turned out I had mild heart failure. Not dramatic, but real. Breathlessness could mean asthma, COPD, a heart condition, or even a silent clot. It's not about being fit, it's about being alive. 4. Sudden confusion or memory issues. Wait, where am I? Forgetting names, losing your keys, that's normal. But sudden, severe confusion or not recognizing familiar faces, that's a red flag. Let me tell you about my neighbor George. One day he walked out of his house and couldn't remember where he was going. He wandered for an hour before someone called his daughter. It wasn't just aging, it was a mini stroke. Confusion or disorientation can point to stroke or mini-stroke, medication side effects, dehydration, infection, especially UTIs in older adults, or early signs of dementia. Get it checked quickly. Every moment matters with the brain. Vision changes. I thought it was my glasses. I've worn reading glasses since my late 40s. But when I suddenly started seeing double while driving, I knew something wasn't right. That episode turned out to be a warning sign of high blood pressure affecting my eyes. Changes in vision can mean more than aging eyes. If you notice sudden blurriness, flashes of light, loss of vision in one eye, floating spots or shadows, it could be a detached retina, glaucoma, stroke, or even diabetes complications. Don't wait for your annual optometrist visit. Call right away. 6. Chest pain or pressure. It wasn't even that painful. Now this one's tricky because it doesn't always feel like pain. Sometimes it's tightness, a pressure in the jaw, a squeeze in the back, or even just nausea and sweating. Especially for women, heart attacks can sneak in quietly. I once had what I thought was bad indigestion after a spicy dinner. It went away overnight, but my friend Liz, She had the same feeling and ignored it for 2 days. When she finally went in, they told her she'd had a mild heart attack. So please, any unusual upper body pain, tightness, or breathlessness, get checked fast. Time is muscle, as the cardiologists say. 7. Trouble swallowing. When food just feels stuck. I had a stretch where I felt like food took longer to go down, especially bread and meat. It was subtle. At first, I thought I was just eating too fast, but it kept happening. Eventually, I saw a specialist. I had inflammation in my esophagus from long-term reflux and small nodules that needed a biopsy. Thankfully, it wasn't cancer, but it could have been if I'd waited longer. Swallowing difficulties can mean GERD, acid reflux, esophageal narrowing or scarring, neurological issues, or cancer. Don't ignore changes in how your body processes food. Your gut is smarter than we think. 8. Changes in bowel or bladder habits. Embarrassing but important. All right, let's break the taboo. Yes, we're talking poop and pee. If you notice blood in your stool or urine, unexplained constipation or diarrhea lasting more than a few days, incontinence, pain when going to the toilet, or the constant urge to go, these could point to anything from infections to colon or bladder cancer. And ladies, don't dismiss urinary changes as just getting older. You don't have to put up with leaks or pain. There are solutions, but only if you speak up. 9. New or changing moles. It's probably just age spots. I've got freckles and age spots galore. But one day, I noticed a mole on my arm had gotten darker and jagged around the edges. I booked a skin check. That mole turned out to be a basal cell carcinoma, not the worst type, but still cancer. Thankfully, we caught it early. Skin cancer is common in older adults, especially those of us who spent years in the sun before SPF 50 was a thing. Check for asymmetry, border irregularity, color variation, diameter larger than a pencil eraser, changing shape or size. If in doubt, get it checked. Skin cancer is treatable when caught early. 10. Feeling depressed, hopeless, or withdrawn. I'm just in a funk. This one hits closest to home for many of us. As we get older, we deal with losses of jobs, routines, health, friends, and sometimes our sense of purpose. But if you're feeling constant sadness, apathy, hopelessness, guilt, trouble sleeping or eating, or like you're a burden to others, it's time to talk to someone. Depression is not a weakness. It's not something you snap out of. It's a medical condition, and it's treatable. Therapy, medication, social support, they all help. You deserve joy, connection, and peace at every age. Final thoughts. You know your body best. If you've made it this far, thank you. That tells me you care about your health and your future. Let's be real. At 60, we don't bounce back the way we used to, and that's okay, but ignoring signs won't make them go away. In fact, it often makes them worse. The truth is, you know your body better than anyone else. If something feels off, say something. Seek help. Be your own advocate. Because these little signs, they might just be your body trying to save your life. Aging isn't about giving up. It's about tuning in, listening more closely, loving ourselves more fiercely, and living as fully as we can, for as long as we can. If this video resonated with you, share this with someone you love. You never know whose life it might touch. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth it.